Mean Media Group presents your NXT Next Level Wrestling Review with your host, Big Ray and the Vet. So,
are you ready? We said, are you ready?
Hello everyone and welcome to your Next Level Wrestling Review. I am your host Jimmy T. Don't adjust your dials. I'm filling in just for Big Ray just for this week, but nevertheless I am here. And of course my co-host, the best in the damn world, Jamie the Vet Williams. Welcome back to your show. And what is cracking, man? What's going on? It's been a bizarre week in pro wrestling, has it not?
Has it not? It has. And I guess we're just the people to talk about it, you know?
Absolutely. And before we do talk about it, I just want to acknowledge the chat. And first, of course, Medium 5 shout outs to Medium 5, RIP Mikey. We miss you, man. I can't believe it's nearly been a year, Vet, but it's getting close. But that's still crazy, man. But of course, Frank Pickles Barrel's ass is also in the house. He says, Jimmy, hope the cyclone didn't get you, brother. It has not, thank God. And I'm surprised you know about it, actually, man. But thank you. It has not affected us yet. I don't think it will. But yeah, I'm still here, man. That's all that matters. Chris Willen's also in the house saying, yes, boy. Of course. I mean, if I had the yes, boy right now, I would have done it for you like Ray does. But unfortunately, I don't. But Chris, thank you for joining us, man. We've also got Liz. Liz is also in the house saying, hey, guys, what's up, Liz? Also, of course, he's called Cold-Blooded Vet, but I think he's getting warm these days. We're going to call him Warm-Blooded from now on. Thank you for joining us, man, as per usual. And, of course, we've got Dan, the Dancing Heffron, also in the house. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Likewise, we've also got the Odon. Gentlemen,
that's Al Robinson.
It is.
Al Robinson
well,
checking in with us.
Yeah.
He and Dan Heffron used to box, you know, in the Depression era, you know, but now they've moved on to, you know, Dan's a shredder. He plays guitar. He just uploaded his cover of The Warrior by what's that group? Who does that song?
Is in the Warrior song?
You know the one, The Warrior? I never remember the name of the band that does it.
It's not ringing bells for whatever reason. I'm probably know it if I hear it.
You know, shooting at the walls of Heartache, bang, bang, I am the warrior.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I can't remember who did the song, but I do remember the song.
Scandal. Dan
there we
Scandal.
go.
It's Scandal.
Scandal.
Don't know if they ever did another song that was a hit, but he did that one. And also Al Robinson apparently plays every position for the New York Yankees also. So,
wow. What do you know? We've also got the man deer himself in the house. Big Ray looking good. Well, yeah, he's changed. He's got a different accent too, man deer, if you can't tell. Yeah. but still, that's funny. They got me off guard. I like it. Who else is in the house? Well, apparently, yeah. There you go, Scandal. That's about it. Oh, we also got Mike Martin, your best friend.
My friend, Mike Martin. And don't forget the heart and soul, Gam Wolfers is also here.
Oh, where is Gams? I can't even see. Oh, there he is. Gams, what's going on? Thank you for joining us.
A little sneaky in there.
Always sneaks in.
Sleek wolf. Just silent, moving silently.
Oh, man. Did I mention we're live on Media Group's YouTube channel, Twitch, and, of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. And I'm going to stress this one more time because I keep doing so. But if you don't catch the show live, you're pretty much going to miss out because the show is taken off YouTube pretty quickly these days. So I suggest you always join us live if you want to see us for free. Otherwise, it's $5 at channelattitude.com. Vet. Now, I think it's time we should get into a particular thing because it is called the 3 count, right? I mean, that's what the thing's called. I just got to load it up. Where is it? There we go.
Where is it? Where's the thing? It's somewhere.
It's right here.
this is the 3 count with the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the Vet.
It's funny, Vet, because every time I do the next level, I got to get used to it because everything's kind of different, if you know what I mean. Instead of the news, it's the 3 count. So I got to get all used to that, even though I've done this show how many times at this point, but still, it always throws me off, man. Can never get used to it. But in saying that, we are here to talk some news, and oh God,
that son of a bitch.
He's a son of a bitch, all right. Every time I'm about to do something, he throws me off. But that's all right because he's not only is he warm, but he's hot blooded at this point. $10 super sticker. Thank you so much.
That's gonna be Dan Heffron's next cover. Foreigners hot blooded.
Oh man, Cole, you're the man, dude. No shit, you really are. But back to the news because I did get thrown off.
Thank you so much, Cold Blood. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk some Travis Scott, shall we?
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Did I mention it's lit? It's lit, like you said.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Travis Scott.
Well, unfortunately for you, I do.
Oh.
And I am kind of a fan of his. I'll say that, man. I mean, he's a bit of a goose as a person, but I don't mind his music. But in saying that, apparently the news going all around is that he injured Cody Rhodes. Apparently he popped his eardrum after that slap to the side of the head at Elimination Chamber. Do you believe in this? That's the reports going all around the interwebs. But Vet, is it getting thrown way too... How do I put it, man? Is this getting overblown or did he really hurt the guy?
I don't know. You saw the video of him hitting him, right?
I did.
I don't think Cody liked it.
He didn't look like he liked it, to be fair.
No.
And he did whack you, dude.
He's not a worker, you know? He doesn't know. Everything about that, like the whole thing was awkward.
The sage,
like,
bro.
He was just like this fucking guy. I don't know what it is about some entertainers. Like, I understand that not everybody like is an actor and not everybody understands wrestling or whatever. They can be big fans or whatever, but I don't know how some people are just like, some celebrities are just so awkward. Like, how is it that they're just so don't fit? Like, if there was one unnecessary person in that whole scenario, it was Travis Scott just standing around doing nothing. You know what I mean? For like the entire time.
It's lit,
then,
bro.
Yeah, and then you're just going to get a couple of licks in on Cody when he's down, like, and it ends up hurting him. You know, even if it didn't hurt him, it was just weird. Like, the whole thing was weird. It's just so unnecessary and weird. They almost didn't even acknowledge that he was there. Like, everybody just ignored him while he was there. He didn't know what to do. That's an awkward position for him to be in, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he just went off the cuff and just did what he had to do, I guess. But yeah, he's very awkward as a person, dude, to be fair. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say he's a dork, but he's got dorkish tendencies. And what I mean by that, he's got no athleticism at all. You know what I mean? Like, he can't, like, it doesn't look like he could even throw a punch right, if that makes any sense.
So a lot of rappers don't. But I mean, that's beside the point. I'm just saying, like, in general, we've seen so many awkward celebrities get involved in wrestling angles over the years. It's like there's so few of them that actually take to it and aren't some kind of awkward, unnatural, stiff, weird, uncomfortable, like they look like they're embarrassed to be there or nervous or just it's, you know, we've seen a parade of these people, especially, you know, like we had that whole era of like Raw guest hosts.
Eesh,
and like a lot of them were just like really bad. Anytime they had to be out there in a live setting, you know, it's just this. And so this is just another one, but yeah, it looked like he kind of assaulted Cody there and popped his eardrum. I could see that.
Well, funny enough, I did see video all over the internet also about him like walking to the back And he seemed very fired up, actually, Vet. He loved like the feeling of it. He even said, and he said it like this to Triple H, he said, low key, this is even better than performing. He goes, like, he was getting such a rush from it that he enjoyed it and he wants more. As a matter of fact, he said, as a matter of fact, get me my agent because he wants to do more. And I've got a bad feeling, Vet. I've got a feeling we're going to see more of Travis Scott to the point where, you know, it could be almost like a, what's his name, dude? Britney Spears' ex-friggin' husband. What's his name again? I've gone blank.
Kevin Federline?
Kevin Federline. Maybe we get a K-Fed sort of role for him for a couple of months.
Yeah, sure. Well, you got lots of potential matchups. Bad Bunny.
Oh, no. Let's not go there. But that would be funny.
Machine Gun Kelly. We can get Machine Gun Kelly back in.
We could.
Yeah, a lot. It's a whole different. You know what? Maybe we have enough. Maybe we have enough time, and like we need content. So let's just start a celebrity wrestling federation. We can put all these guys off to the side so we don't have to see them on WWE anymore. That'd be nice.
That's great.
It's a win-win for everybody. They get to perform, not music, and we don't have to see them mix in with the wrestlers. Who knows?
Well, according to Liz, he's worse than Bad Bunny. Cody did not look pleased. That's true. I agree. And he's way worse than Bad Bunny, Liz, to be fair. At least Bad Bunny can go, sort of. Like, you know what I mean? Well, actually, he can go. Compared to Travis Scott, it's not even close. I'm sure it wouldn't even be that close. You probably need 6 months to train Travis Scott. That's for sure. But you know what, Vet? He is a huge wrestling fan. His alter ego is Cactus Jack. And that is a nod, obviously, to Mick Foley. So, yeah.
A nod or you just took the name?
No, really. He loves pro wrestling, man. I know that for a fact. If you watch one of his documentaries on Netflix, it actually starts with Mick Foley as Cactus Jack during the Attitude Era, like, and him sort of doing the pedigree on his younger brother and whatnot. So,
well, yeah. Shit, if he couldn't even punch Cody without hurting him, I'd hate. Is his brother still alive?
I have no idea. I'm assuming he is.
Did he die from that pedigree?
No. And don't try this at home, by the way, kids.
Yeah.
Just quietly. But yeah, that's that news. But another thing I want to ask you, Vet, the fact that we didn't get Cena or The Rock on Raw, I knew it, dude. I hate it. I hate it because the thing is, you know, going into that show and going to watch it, I'm not going to lie. All I cared about was what's going to happen after that, right? And we didn't get nothing. They screwed it up, in my opinion. How could you not, like, do that? You know what I mean? And sure, people can say, oh, they're heels, they can miss out and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. That's no excuse, in my opinion. What do you have to say, Vet, about that?
Well, you remember I said that if they didn't start the show with that,
they screwed up.
Didn't I say that on the wreckage? I said
you did. We both said it.
If they're not opening with it, then what are they doing? Now, what we got instead was a nice consolation prize, I guess, right, because Punk went out there and lit them up.
No, for sure.
But still, it's not kind of what you want, right? So I don't know, man. What do you expect from, you know, like, I was, even though I said that's what they should do, what I left out was the part where I should have said, but I bet they won't, because they just don't do. It seems like they like to fumble the ball in those areas.
They love it, dude.
I'm not actually that surprised that they didn't even show up on the show at all. You know? Yeah,
it's sad to me and a big no. I guess we'll get him more heat. But in other news, Vet, apparently Natalya has been announced for the NWA Crockett Cup 2025. Interesting.
Well, somebody wants to see her wrestle, I guess.
Not me. A lot of people still love her though, dude. For whatever reason. I'm over it. But like Mandia says, WWE is gonna WWE. Unfortunately. Or is The Rock gonna rock? I mean,
Rock's gonna rock, man.
Rock's gonna rock. Any more thoughts about Natalya being announced for the NWA Crockett Cup?
No, but it's good just to see, you know, it's basically everybody's kind of playing together now. But AEW's kind of left out. But I said on, I believe, did I say it on the Impact Attack? Maybe. I don't remember. But I have said it somewhere, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. We'll see them get folded in the next 5 years. Like like at some point, like they'll just, whether it's desperation or whether it's just good business or whatever, like I think we'll kind of see everybody kind of working together. If we can get over that, like the sort of, like the whole CMLL AAA thing and how their relationships with their companies affect it. Like New Japan can't be, New Japan has to only have CMLL. They can't have, they can't work shows with guys that are on AAA or whatever. Just like if we could just get rid of that kind of stuff, I think we could potentially have a situation where people are free to travel between companies and we could see some decent matches,
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure we will. Like Mandy said, GGP has been on NWA quite frequently actually recently, man. And I'm happy for him. I don't know if he's signed, but it feels like, I don't know, man. It feels like he's getting more than a fair share of TVs, put it that way, which I am proud and so happy of, that he's actually appearing on television for once. That's all he wanted, man. Is just to be, on TV on a frequent basis. And shout out to GGP, man. Like I said, he's my boy. He's our boy. He's HMG's boy. And I'm just happy for him, man. Hopefully, like, he gets even more look in, in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you can't have a guy just out there existing like that, and not being used, not being seen.
Absolutely, dude.
Especially
100%.
considering all the people that we do have to see, that's the part that's really, it's not so much that it's not so much the talent we don't see, but I'm looking at the talent that's on our televisions and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people that deserve this time a little bit more, but
100%.
Yeah,
and he deserves it, man. So. Absolutely. In TNA news, Eddie and Alicia Edwards apparently re-signed with TNA. Is that good for TNA in your book, Vet, since you're the TNA guy?
I don't think it means a damn thing to TNA, but it's great for them because nobody wants to see what the fuck they're doing on any other channel. That's for sure.
I agree. Well, speaking of that, actually, as a matter of fact, Zack Knight's AEW contract has also expired and no longer with the company. And for anyone wondering who Zack Knight is, that is Saraya's brother.
Which is all of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, surprise, surprise, right? I mean, did they ever use him? I think once.
He was on Ring of Honor a few times.
Oh, he was, really?
Maybe like a Rampage or two.
Did he suck?
I don't recall. I didn't care to see more. Put it that way. Well, Professor said Tony.
Yeah, I was going to. God, because they were chanting that for Ricky Saints during the week. Funny enough, Tony fumbled Tony fumbled Ricky, okay. I guess. But they sure fumbled Zack Knight. Not just saying. But thank you for joining us, Prof. Just quietly. Frank's saying she does, Jimmy. Wink, wink. Well, anyway, back in other news, Jamie Hayter confirmed she is currently in the process of getting a new visa, and that's the reason for a current AEW absence. I mean, have you noticed? I haven't.
Well, let me just ask a question to young Jamie or anybody else that can answer. So when you were gone for like all that time, was there something preventing you from getting a visa then?
I mean, you're right.
Or can you just not renew it early? Like if it hasn't expired yet or something? Like, I don't know exactly how visas work, never having had to work overseas or anything. So I'm not really sure, but I kind of feel like that time when, she was gone off of television forever, and I presume she was back home in England, like maybe this is the kind of thing that would be good to take care of, like when you have, I don't know, nothing else to do. I just wonder, but anybody's feel free to correct me if I'm incorrect or anything.
Look, I'll say maybe, just maybe, it's the company's thing to do, possibly. And if that's the case, maybe that's why she didn't bother doing anything. But then again, she's the one that said that it was her. So if that's the case, you're right. What the fuck were you doing for the last?
I think you have to apply for your own visas, but again, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either.
I certainly wouldn't trust anybody that works at AEW to do any paperwork for me.
That's true.
Before I ended up in like before I ended up with like Matt Jackson's wife trying to do my taxes or something.
Well, the professor says the process of work visas is expensive, and I don't know if Jamie wants to live in the US, which then is an immigration issue. True. But how does it work with companies, though, Prof, if you know anything, like with big companies? It could be a little different, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
Well, that also doesn't answer why she couldn't have taken care of this when she had time off.
I agree.
My main thing.
That's true, man, 100%. In other news, apparently AEW announces a multi-year extension partnership deal with Joe Hand Promotion for AEW pay-per-views distribution. I don't know where and what that means. Apparently this is for distribution in the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. I guess that's good news for AEW.
Who?
It's apparently this is what it's called, Joe Hand Promotion.
Joe Hands?
I've never heard of it, bro. That's what it says. Joe Hand, not hand, but hand.
Oh.
I've never heard of it, bro.
Well, he's not doing a good job of promoting himself. I guess if I never heard it. You guys, are we just in the dark? Like, does anybody know what this is? I've never heard of this. Also, they have a deal with Max, at least, for their U.S. distribution of pay-per-views, so I don't really know.
Well, this is what it offers, this partnership, according to this report. The partnership offers commercial establishments flexibility and accessibility to AEW events with a variety of ways to show them, including leading satellite providers in DirecTV for business and Dish select cable networks via in-demand and streaming. The agreement also focuses on enhancing AEW's brand presence with impactful point-of-sale materials and leverages explorational marketing opportunities.
Well, this part is just all bullshit, corporate bullshit.
I'm not even going to go on anymore because I don't even understand it. But that's what it does, the professor.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It sounds like a Pornhub affiliate.
Yeah, good. Good
for them. Really, that's about it, dude. I mean, there hasn't really been much news. Oh, well, apparently Ray Phoenix is reportedly released from AEW. How true is that, Vet? Have you heard anything about that?
It's going around, yeah. I've heard it. I've heard that it's more or less confirmed. I think it was Mike Johnson.
Oh, if it's Mike Johnson, I hate to say it, but then it's probably true because he's been on point. Let's be real, dude. He actually has when it comes to WWE news.
Yeah, I think he generally is not going to say something if he's not sure because he doesn't want to mess that up.
Right, whatever he's got
they
going
haven't,
on. Jeez.
They haven't necessarily kicked Mike Johnson out the door yet, so he's probably wants to keep it that way.
Well, they're feeding him news, that's for sure, dude. They really are, man.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think that's where I heard it, but yeah, I mean, look, we all knew this, and even if we didn't hear it officially or any capacity, like we know that we know that he's going to just end up where he's going to end up, right? No matter what his contract situation is, it's just a matter of time. So
absolutely.
So I guess the time will be sooner than later. Will it be in time for WrestleMania? Who knows? Can Ray Phoenix get a WrestleMania payday? Tune in and find out.
You know what? He probably will appear at WrestleMania. I got a feeling that you put it that way only makes sense to
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Don't say that. Do they still even do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Jesus. Well, that's the news, man. That is the 3 count, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Yeah, we can actually boogie right into the next level portion.
Or so you think. NXT. But we're actually going to boogie back in time and see what happened on this day in wrestling history.
That's true. Let's get into that. As a matter of fact, I hope you've got notes for that. And I was actually going to text you about that. Am I doing it or you are? But I remember you keep doing it when
I'll
we're
do
both
it.
on.
I can
Please.
do it. Yeah, normally Ray does it, but I could do it. So we've got some. Apparently, there's a longer version that's got more stuff, but
Really?
I think we're just gonna stick with the basic. So 1994. In all of history, nothing happened in wrestling on March 5th until 1994. And on that day, the Tasmaniac and Kevin
Taz.
Sullivan, that's right, the devil himself, defeated the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don Harris, to win the ECW World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
The
Tasmaniac and Kevin
Tasmaniac was
Sullivan.
a short, stumpy fella, too, during that time.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
What
Kind of
did
washed
happen to
out,
that guy?
didn't he?
Yeah, something like
Not
that.
over. All right, and then nothing happened for a while longer until 2001. A week after Jerry the King Lawler left the company, Paul Heyman shockingly made his debut as the new Monday Night Raw color commentator. Heyman jumped ship from ECW, the company he ran that was heading for bankruptcy.
He jumped from ECW. Right. I mean, he knew he was going bankrupt from a long time ago before that, but that still leaves a bad taste in a lot of ECW wrestlers' mouths. As a matter of fact, the way he did jump ship, he didn't even tell anybody what was going on, really, but it is what it is.
That's crazy.
Bad.
So let me ask this. Well, first of all, just for the little backstory. So the reason Jerry Lawler left was because they fired the cat,
Right.
Stacy Carter, is that her name?
That's
Or
the
her
one.
work name, at least, whatever.
Right.
His wife or something at the time. So they fired her for whatever reason. You know, that's another story. That's a dispute. Nobody really knows about that 100%. Yeah, so in solidarity, he walked out. He basically thought he was going to say, like, if she goes, I go, and they would say, oh, okay, well, then we'll keep her. But they said, okay, bye. And so he left, and then, Paul Heyman came in. So,
Which was a great inclusion at the time, in my opinion, though.
yeah, and it was good. Like, I enjoyed at the time, at least I remember enjoying it at the time, the JR and Heyman dynamic.
Absolutely.
But what I was going to ask was, I don't remember. You would probably know more than I, but did the ECW guys know they were getting funded by McMahon?
I don't
Did Paul
think
Heyman
they
keep that
did.
secret from them?
He kept that a secret, man.
Okay.
For the whole time until much later on. I'm sure of it. I'm sure maybe one or two people might have known, but the majority didn't know. I mean, as a matter of fact, when Heyman was busy doing his own thing at the last ever ECW pay-per-view, which was guilty as charged, if I remember correctly, everyone at the Hammerstein Ballroom at the time didn't even know that was going to be their last show. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, did you hear about the story? And I'm sure Professor knows even more than I do because he was an ECW mark 100%. Well, there you go. He said it, so I was right. He says only Paul and Ron Buffone knew the WWE payments to ECW. There you go.
All right. Well,
So
there you go.
and that
So
wasn't he the camera
that's
guy?
what I thought, but so that was interesting. But on March 5th, 2021, him going to Monday Night Raw, like, I don't remember what the state of ECW was at that time.
Oh,
I don't know
done.
when they went off the air on TNN either. I don't know what year that.
Oh no, that was done, dude. That
They were
was
already
pretty
done?
much done. Yeah. Once Paul Heyman showed up, that's when everyone in ECW at the time knew that was done.
Got it. Okay, so 2012, on a Raw from the TD Bankworth Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, Santino Marella defeated Jack Swagger to win the WWE
Swagger?
United States Championship.
He defeated Jack Swagger.
Swagger, yep. Can you
what's
guys
up with him?
believe that guy? Well, United States champion is one thing. This guy was
World
actually
champion,
the
bro.
world heavyweight champion. Can you believe they did that, guys? You remember
They
that?
saw something, dude. He couldn't talk. He could wrestle, I guess, but even then he was boring.
This man sucked. He couldn't
Sucked.
even wrestle.
And he lisped.
He couldn't fake wrestle anyway. I guess he was good at shoot wrestling.
Well, yeah, he was a great amateur wrestler, as a matter of fact, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was bad. When he was at OVW when I was there, and I
Oh, really?
swear, yes, I swear, the first matches I saw him do, I was like, this guy's footwork is worse than the Great Khali. I'm not even kidding.
Footwork.
He was so bad. Yes.
That surprises me, dude. Only because of his, shoot background. You think his footwork would be pretty decent, right?
It's a whole different thing trying to run ropes and stuff.
True.
He had like 5 left feet. It was crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
He eventually did get better at that, but not anything else. And they just kept going with it. So
What was his slogan again? His catchphrase?
I'm a real American.
I'm
an all American.
That's it.
So yes,
Jesus
he's
Christ.
an American who was also all American in college.
It doesn't.
Yes.
I was gonna say it does make sense because he's
Yes,
a
in that
real American.
context it is, but that wasn't ever going to move any merchandise. And he even said, like, sometimes he would just get too hyped up and say it like multiple. I'm a real American. And it's just like,
yeah.
no, Jack, you don't just keep saying American over and over again. Your catchphrase is very specific.
What a goose.
All right. So anyway, 2013, sadly, Paul Bearer, William Moody, passed away as a result of a heart attack. So he was only 58.
No,
Wow.
not even 60 yet.
Not even 60, no.
Wow.
Wow.
Shit. That's crazy, man.
One of the greatest of all time. Just, I only really
Absolutely.
knew his Paul Bearer. That's the stuff I saw. I didn't see his other stuff as Percy Pringle and all that really that much. But, I mean, just hearing stories from people over the years about him is enough for me. Like, I get it. He was
me
truly
too,
one
man.
of the greats.
I knew him mainly as Paul Bearer too, but I know his history though. so
But
don't
even
get
if
me wrong.
he only ever did Paul Bearer, that's enough to be a Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah.
But he was legendary even before WWE as Percy Pringle, and I mean, he's a man's manager, man. Like you can't say enough about him. You know what I mean? I mean, him as Paul Bearer, which made it crazy. He was a real mortician.
Right.
I mean, come on. You can't get any more realer and better than that, dude. So
Yeah, because originally when they brought in the Undertaker character, they had Brother Love with him as a manager,
yes,
which is like, what the fuck? As a fan, you're like, what the fuck? As an insider, you probably could understand like the Texas connection between, Mark and Bruce, but like
right.
just looking at it, like why Brother Love?
I love you.
Yeah. So, but
R.I.P.
So, yes.
man.
2017, Fastlane from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The main event saw Goldberg defeat Kevin Owens in just 23 seconds to win the Universal Championship.
Boy, did this light up the internet at that time, Vet. I mean, it lit up the internet bad.
Yeah.
And KO's never had a world title since.
No. Not that
mean,
he's needed
shit.
one.
No, you're right.
Damn, he doesn't. He's in main events all the time. He got the Stone Cold Steve Austin comeback. I mean, only one guy was going to get that, and he got it.
Which is crazy in itself, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, Kevin Owens had a hell of a run. In this picture they have from Fastlane, like, man, his arms look jacked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
For
weird.
Kevin Owens, yeah.
I don't remember him ever being like half
Yeah,
jacked.
they have a little thumbnail from, I guess it's maybe WWE put this match up on like the website or something, but yeah, Kevin Owens looked jacked in this. Jacked and
I mean,
fat.
shit. Jacked and fat. That sounds like a
his
good
stomach
tag
is
team.
still fat, but like his arms have like you could see like the definition and the size there. So and Goldberg's just
Goldberg.
Yeah, he's Goldberg. 2019 on SmackDown, Samoa Joe became the new United States champion. They wrote, Joe became the new WWE United States Championship. I'm sure he did become the championship. He literally
Moxley
turned
did.
into the belt, just like John Moxley. That's where John Moxley got it from, because he was there in 2019, kind of.
Heck, Joe probably gave him that advice in AEW.
Yeah, and this was on a fatal 4-way match over Andrade, Rey Mysterio, and the guy who was the champion at the time, R-Truth.
Oh,
Believe it or not.
R-Truth.
Yeah.
2017. Fuck.
2019.
Oh, no way, dude.
Yeah, remember?
2019.
R-Truth was the U.S. champion as recently as 2019.
And I was doing shows in 2019, so I would have covered it.
That's crazy.
So that's nuts, dude.
The things you don't remember, right?
Well, I mean, it's not that long ago, right? You'd think he hasn't been champion for like over 10 years at this point, but it really hasn't. It's only been 5. 6 now.
6.
We're getting on to 6.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, do you find that like the old wrestling stuff, you remember it like it was yesterday, and then like stuff that happened like 2 years ago, you're like, what? That guy worked, he was the champion? Or like I don't even remember. It all
It's weird, bro. It's a blur.
Yep.
Because these days wrestling moves on pretty fast, man, compared to back in the day. I don't know, it just feels like we move quickly past certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and rightly so.
Right, for sure.
It's not good enough to linger on most of the time.
Nah, definitely not.
Notable birthdays today. Jordan Grace was
Ooh.
born
Happy
March
birthday.
5th. So
How old is she?
She was born in 1990, so that would make her 35.
Wow, 1990. She's still young.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was born in 1990.
Well, don't worry. She's young, but her lifespan is being shortened as we speak with all the drugs she's putting in herself. And
Dude, well, did you hear about that 20-year-old bodybuilder that passed away? She was American,
No.
actually. Yesterday, she passed away. 20 years old, died from a heart attack, bro.
Dang.
20 years old. And I wonder why, you know what I mean? And you're right, when you say that about Jordan Grace, you know, I would be worried if I were her. I mean, I guess that thought doesn't even cross her mind, but it should. She kills you if you don't do it properly, man.
Yeah. Well, let's hope she's got a doctor's supervision and everything. And, you know this guy, Marty the Moth Martinez.
Marty the Moth Martinez, I've heard of I know that name.
I think he's a Lucha Underground.
I think he was. He's an indie darling, well, isn't he, sort of?
Darling, maybe.
That's why I said sort of, right, by the way.
He's known.
Right.
Yeah, he was born 1985. So happy birthday
Wow.
to Jordan Grace and Marty the Moth Martinez.
I was in the 7th grade, vet, in 95. Damn.
Wow.
That's old. It's sad.
Well, he was born in 85.
Oh, I thought you said 95. I was going to say, no,
Jordan
1985.
Grace, 1990. Marty the Moth, 1985. And with that, that concludes this day in wrestling history. So let's go back to the present.
We're done? That's it?
Yeah, not enough happened.
Not enough happened. Well,
Nope.
something did happen, and it was WWE NXT this past week. I mean...
Or this last night.
Well, last night, yeah. I'm kind
Not
of
even
bummed though,
24
Van.
hours ago.
Not even 24 hours. I was hoping to get a lot more like Moose. I didn't get that, except for the stupid press conference, whatever the hell that was, which looks so fake, by the way, but we'll get to that point.
Yeah,
But
let's just get to it, because
all right, let's do it.
what's the point in giving people a preview? They're here to hear it. And
Well,
then, you know, if you have a Big Ray free show, then that means that we can move things along because it's not like, you know, a episode of WWE SmackDown where everything is just sort of like bloated out for no reason. We can
Right.
cut the fat and just get right into the meat.
So wait. Are you saying we're defending our speed championships tonight?
I'm saying we're doing a great job so far.
Oh, that's
Already
awesome.
gone back in time and we haven't hit the 45-minute mark yet.
Crazy shit.
and we acknowledge everybody. We did everything. We basically
That's
did
true.
everything. So let's see what NXT's doing. They are bringing out Piper Niven and Chelsea Green for a tag team match against.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Against Sol Ruca and Zaria, your favorite from Australia, Zaria.
I can't stand it, bro.
They even had Lillian Garcia come in to do the ring announcing for some strange
Yeah.
reason. Did they bust her down to developmental? She needs it.
No, you know what? I thought about that too. I think it was more because of the Chelsea Green. What's the bet? Don't be surprised, dude.
What, Mike Rome couldn't do that?
Imagine him doing it. Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
I don't like Mike Rome, to be honest, man. I'm bored of him a little bit.
He does his hair so he gets a couple of extra inches taller.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, come on, dude. How old are you, man? Aren't you like 40 at this point? Come on.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's not worry about him. Let's talk about the tag team match. It was a tag team match. What did you think of it?
Yeah, exactly. It was a tag team match. It was all right. It was fine. But there's something, the way NXT is and the way they do their matches, everything seems 100 miles an hour for some reason compared to everything else. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird the way, I don't know how I'm supposed to like, it's hard to judge. Is it a good match? Is it not a good match? And their camera cuts are way different to the main roster, if you know what I mean, the way with their matches. Mm-hmm. But I'm not being a bully, Zane, just quietly. But nevertheless, the match was fine. It was all right. Chelsea Green and Niven, of course, get the win. And cool, I guess. It was cool to see her at least.
Well, actually, they didn't get the win.
So they didn't get the win?
You're talking about? No.
I thought they would have won.
First of all, Zaria got the coldest hot tag I've ever seen, where Sol Ruca was getting her ass kicked, and then she just double cross-bodied Piper and Chelsea and knocked them both down, and then just rolled over and tagged Zaria. So both the heels are already laying on the mat when she got in. So she had no comeback to make. And that was like...
That's weird. Because this was the point of the match. Like I said, man, I would have assumed that Chelsea won, but I was setting up for this show. So I didn't even realize, but now that you said that also, because I was just listening to it in the background during this match, because again, I'm just assuming that Chelsea is going to win anyway, and Piper Niven. But so you're saying there was a hot tag without having to do anything?
It was just like, you know, the babyface will traditionally make a hot tag to escape, you know, the two heels that are probably like pretty fresh and ready to go. And then in desperation, they make a tag to their partner, and the partner comes in and beats up the heels. But I mean, Sol Ruca just knocked them both down and just rolled over and tagged, and it was just it's terrible. So anyways, but never mind. It all's well that ends well, because what ends up happening is Zaria knocks Chelsea down. I forget how she does that, but then she picks up Piper, gives the F5 to Piper onto Chelsea.
Ooh, I missed that.
Yeah, picks Piper up, F5 onto Chelsea. Didn't look comfortable. At some point in the match, Chelsea got busted in the nose. She was bleeding in the face. Yep. And then she staggered over to the corner where Sol Ruca hit the Soul Snatcher and beat Chelsea Green 1, 2, 3. So now we have a pinfall victory over the United States Women's Champion by Sol Ruca.
I mean, I know that'll be a sort of getting crazy on Sol Ruca right now, and she's good, but is this going to lead to anything? Are we going to get a feud now between these two for the United States Championship, I assume?
I think we got to do this night one of Mania. Sol Ruca versus...
No, please.
No?
It can't be.
We're not going to have time?
Wait,
we're going to have Travis Scott perform instead of getting a United States Women's title match?
He's part of the Illuminati now, Vet. Come on now.
Yeah, well, I guess.
That's what it is it not? Isn't it Team Illuminati?
I guess so.
All through your body? Like a 12-gauge shotty?
12-gauge shotty.
Film it.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. All right, never mind. All right, enough. We gotta move on. Jordan Grace and Cora Jade are bickering in Ava's office about Masha Slamovich of all people.
She was there in the crowd, as a matter of fact.
Was she?
She was. I saw that.
Oh, I didn't. Well, anyway, yeah. So this business, whatever they're arguing about, is all about the knockouts, the TNA knockouts title. So that's pretty good.
Vet pack. Sorry, Vet.
Vet Park.
That's funny though. Vet Park. That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Don't make me laugh. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Look, I'm
Please.
doing this show strictly for my. I can't say it. I can't say it. You guys know. You guys know. You know. You know who I'm doing this show for.
Strictly for my. Oh my
HMG
God.
viewers. Who else?
I'm dying, man. I'm literally in tears, bro. That is fucking great. Oh my God. Anyway, where we?
Speaking of that, Jaida Parker enters.
Oh.
Yeah.
She does enter.
Yeah, she's all I need in this life of sin, Jimmy. I can do this all day. Not only am I Steve Rogers, but I can do this all day. Yes.
Oh man, my head hurts. My head hurts for real. Don't make me start doing it too, Vet, because then we can get on a real roll and
yeah, the show could quickly go off the rails, and we don't want that.
What time is it, Frank? It's 3:46 a.m. I shouldn't be laughing like this. Just quietly. Anyway, my head.
All right, the new Chase U guys. I mean, they're trying to. I don't know if you're familiar with this storyline, Jimmy, but obviously Chase U is done, as you would say, done and dusted, right?
Are they done and dusted for real?
Yeah, they lost a match because, of course, you can always put up the status of an institution in a wrestling match, right? We've seen it.
I guess, yeah.
So he lost, they lost, so he had to give up the university, and so he's been sort of aimless and wandering around and not knowing what to do. And these two kids, peppy young white boys have been trying to like really inspire him, say that he's not washed up and Chase, you should come back and all this stuff. And he keeps saying it's dead. So these guys run into Trick, and Trick is trying to talk to Ava about, Trick needs his rematch. He never got a rematch for his title.
He's pissed.
Yeah. This is an angry Trick. He's not having fun anymore. So he's in there, and then these guys come in, and he's not, trying to have any of their foolishness. And they say this whole thing, the whole reason that Chase U went down in the first place is because of you. And the reason they're saying that is because the way it happened was Trick sort of like, I don't know, he had so much confidence in Andre Chase that he ended up like suggesting a match with Ridge Holland and like all this stuff, and end up putting it on the line somehow. Not that Trick did it, but he kind of put the wheels in motion, and that's how eventually Chase U got disbanded. So
just like
they do have a point. But he looks like he's going to kill this kid.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that, but yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of killing this kid, all right, Kelani Jordan versus Jaida Parker. Now these ladies have a match. I don't know if you were still setting up the show while this was going on, but did you have any thoughts on it?
It was good. It was a good match. I mean, I didn't mind it. It was fun, but again, I was actually still kind of setting up at this point. But I did. No, really.
It's okay if you can just say now that you absolutely didn't watch the show. Nobody will blame you.
I actually did.
Everybody understands. Nobody likes NXT.
The show.
The chat openly comes in and says, "I didn't watch it last night, so I'm listening to you guys."
I did watch it. How would I know Slamovich being in the crowd and shit, for example?
I don't know.
But from this point, I paid attention completely. Like I said, man, I had to do a thumbnail too, a crappy one.
And you had no problem
that's
taking
good.
the quiz. Okay.
You can. I'll take the quiz. You'll see.
All right.
So don't worry.
Well, now, did you start watching during the match, after the match, or?
Pretty much towards the end of the match.
Okay. Well, basically, at the very end of the match, Kelani goes up for a 450, misses it. Jaida hits the ass to mouth for the win. And then she gets in the camera and she says that she's going to be, she's coming for Julia or Stephanie, whichever one comes out on top of that title versus title match. So yeah, so she's definitely going to be looking at her ×2. Jaida is. So there you go.
I'm looking forward to the Julia and Vakia match, to be honest. I mean, that's
good, right?
That's going to be really good for many reasons. But no, really, it's one of the biggest matches in NXT history, possibly, man, in terms of women's wrestling. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now the issue I had though with this match was kind of like, though, I mean, who are we supposed to like? Because they've had Jaida as a heel. They had Kelani as a babyface. That experiment sort of went south because they Roman Reigns her a little bit, and then the people just started shitting on her. So they kind of tried to make her a heel and lean into heelishness. So now you got these two kind of unlikable women that have a personal issue with each other, but the fans don't really have a person to choose because they're both kind of bitches.
You think they like Jaida a bit more, wouldn't you say?
Maybe, but I don't know why. She doesn't do anything, but she's rude to the other baby faces. So,
so we got two women in limbo, basically. Who's the baby face, basically, in this match?
Right.
Or in general.
No one really cares. And they're not getting any real heel heat. So they're like soft heels, but I just don't know. I don't know. Also, I don't even know if are there any men's matches on this show?
Yes.
But eventually there are, I guess, at the end, right? There's one at the end. This is the greatest women's promotion in the world.
There's two matches. There's the Trick Williams, Kyle Dixon match, which, if you want to call it a match. And, of course, the Shawn Spears, Tony D'Angelo match.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's go backwards then. Okay. What's this chick's name? Kyler Quinn? Is that what she has this working name? I don't remember. I remember her from Quinn McKay. Is that it? The girl from Ring of Honor with the glasses. Yeah, she's back. And she's interviewing Tony D'Angelo and the family. And he's like, hey, there's only one family in NXT. Yeah, you remember from Ring of Honor, the girl with the glasses that was like a interviewer?
Yeah, I do actually remember. I didn't even know she left AEW pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's her. What's her name? Quinn McKay?
Let me see in my notes.
Look up Quinn McKay. See what that Google
Quinn McKay? Because it doesn't come up with a name here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't actually say a name. Say that again. What's the name? Quinn McKay, you said?
Quinn McKay. But yeah, so Tony's just like, hey. And then the Hardys are walking, and then we get the...
oh, yeah, you're right.
Is that her?
That's her, with the glasses, Ring of Honor, right. Yeah.
Amanda said blue pants. No, not blue pants.
That's not blue pants, no.
That's Leva Bates.
Exactly. Her name now, well, I don't know if this is a shoot name. I guess it is. It's Kelly Kincaid.
Kelly Kincaid? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's I think that's her new work name, isn't it?
Okay, I don't know.
It's
it just
her NXT
comes up
name.
with. So that must. Oh, it does sound familiar now that I think about it, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we get that fake ass Oba Femi press conference.
This was sad, dude.
Yeah, what were they doing with this?
This was so bad. Like, it was just so fake, bro. Like, I'm looking at Moose and I'm laughing. I'm like, really? You're gonna do Moose over like this? And then we get interruptions
first.
Oh well, yeah.
See,
but
at this
Moose...
point, we don't even know that there's going to be another one of these.
Well, sort of, yeah. Actually, you're wrong. They did kind of mention that he was going to be at whatever they call it. What do they call this crap?
I don't know. Did they call it something? Look,
I thought they did.
maybe I didn't watch the show either, but the point is Obafemi goes up there with one of those things where it's just like they're not. You know what the real press conferences look like. This looks like NXT has to do this in a closet. So that's basically what we get. And Obafemi just says some things and none of it means anything. So as much as we like Obafemi, this is not the best showcase for, you could do a little bit better than this. And they also make it seem as though they make it seem as though the press conference is going live, like as the show is going on, so if you were doing a press conference, why would you do it while you're running another show in the arena? If this was real,
I have no idea.
Why?
Man.
Yeah. Why would you do what? Do you do like when the Super Bowl is still being played? Do you do like all the interviews and stuff while the game's going on still?
In NXT, they do. Damn it.
Hey, look. They're like, hey, Patrick Mahomes. I know you're on. You guys are on defense right now, so come over here and talk to the press. Like,
oh god,
what?
Yeah, that's stupid, dude. They shouldn't have even done this crap.
All right. Well, speaking of stupid, shouldn't have even done this crap. The Hardy Boyz are in the ring.
Hey, man, I'm happy to see him. They're happy to be back for the second week.
Yes.
Yes. Can I ask? They came out with their usual, Hardy Boy theme. Do they use that in TNA as well?
Yeah. Right now, they're just the Hardys again with no extra gimmicks.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah. They get interrupted by Honk and Honk. Because
the tank.
they want some advice on how to reach the next level. Next level.
Well, you could watch the next level right here.
Yeah, channelattitude.com, Hank and Hank.
Yeah.
So anyway, then Team Noah comes out, and they're like, "Hey, I got some advice for you. Stop kissing ass."
I mean, hey.
So those guys, the Honks dive out the ring on the other two guys and they fight, or security takes them away or whatever. And then Matt Hardy says, well, he says Fraxium, but we know it's Phrasium, right? That's the name I invented. So we're going to say, but he says Fraxium, I knew you'd come. And then the camera pans over and they're standing behind them. So they just basically glad hand each other and shake hands and say, it's going to be great to have a match.
Yeah, that's all it was. Literally, the bit of a stare down. I'm looking forward to that match, though, dude. But maybe I'm thinking, it's like I'm wishful thinking that the Hardy Boyz are 10 years younger still, maybe 20 years younger, because it probably won't be as good as I'm expecting it to be. But if it was the peak Hardys, this could be one of the funnest matches on the card. But I doubt we're going to get, great Hardys. But we'll see. Jeff could still kind of go, I guess.
Kind of.
I mean, Fraxium is a great tag team right now, dude. I legitimately think they're one of the best, if not the best tag team in wrestling right now, dude. For real. I truly think that.
Well, who are some other great tag teams?
Well, right, exactly. So am I wrong in saying that?
I guess not. Not. Let's see. We get a look at her package, because we're gonna see both Stephanie and Julia, so we'll be looking at them. And then, but that's all we're gonna get from them on this show. And then here's the weird part. We get Jordynne Grace versus Cora Jade now in a match, right? They're just having a match, and then at some point. This happened in picture, actually.
Right, but I noticed that. But is this legit? Because it felt legit.
Yes, it was legit. Nobody would want to do this. This would not be anybody's idea of creative, the way this happened. But, so basically, I watched two versions of it. I watched the version that everybody saw in the CW, and this happens in picture-in-picture. The match continues in picture-in-picture, but at some point, Cora Jade just sits down on the second turnbuckle and the referee stops the match. And he's got people over there talking to her, and Jordynne Grace is just over in the other corner, walking around, I don't know what to do. And then, that's it. And then when they come back from break, The announcers, they do an on camera and they don't even acknowledge that the match is over. They don't mention it. They don't say anything. They just come in and start pitching to packages of other things. They didn't say what happened. They didn't say earlier the referee stopped the match or anything. They did not say this on the broadcast. It's so weird.
Wait a minute.
The whole
but
thing,
the
whole thing
announcers
happened in picture, and then sometimes when they do picture in picture, they do picture for a while, and then
Right.
for the last couple commercials, they go to full screen commercials. So, yeah, they did not acknowledge it. They did not show what happened. Nothing. Now, if you go watch the international feed, which has the Netflix version or whatever NXT airs on, obviously they don't go to picture in picture. They stay with the match the whole time. But Cora Jade gets backed into the corner. She sits down on the buckle.
That's what
the referee comes over. All the same stuff happens. They check on it for a while, and then the announcers are trying to vamp around it. Like Booker T's like, you gotta suck it up or something, whatever. He's in character, but he's saying all that stuff. And then the referee tells the announcer says, due to a referee stoppage, your winner, Jordan Grace, raises her hand, whatever. And then they go out. But
it looked like I'm just going to sound stupid, but by the way the ref was checking up on it and whatnot, was it like a thumb in the eye of sorts?
no.
Didn't it look like that, the way they were showing it? Like,
Well, kind of, because, it looked like if, I watched it, when I watched it the second time, I watched the whole match.
okay.
Like, I half-ass watch the match. Like I always say,
Right.
I didn't
I'm
watch
guilty
this
of that.
shit, but like I kind of watch it, but like
Right.
I didn't see anything the first time. I didn't see anything that would have caused it. So I watched it with a eagle eye the second time, and like, where did she get hurt? I don't know.
Still.
I have no idea where she got hurt. Apparently, the way she was acting was like she got concussed or something. Because
Maybe.
I'm not saying she was acting concussed. I'm just saying like the way it was stopped, because nothing happened to her, not like an injury, not like something where she would have broke something or nothing. So I have no idea where she got hurt. The worst thing that happened to her was early in the match. She took a shoulder tackle. If she hit her head on the mat when she went down on the shoulder tackle, maybe. I didn't see that, but maybe. But she didn't take any hard hits or anything. Even when she got backed up to the turnbuckle right before this, it was a soft back into the turnbuckle. She really didn't hit it hard. So I don't know what caused it. I don't know what her injury is. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just her getting the wind knocked out of her. That shouldn't be enough to stop the match. She was talking to the refs, but she was like I said, she was like sitting down. Like she was sitting on the second turnbuckle, like with her elbows on her legs, and she was talking to them. So I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well, the way you describe it now, like I said, I thought it was some sort of thumb in the eye because of the way they were just checking on it. But now that you describe it like that, it must be a concussion of sorts. It has to be. Can't be anything else.
The only other thing that could have happened was that on one of the bumps that she took, maybe there's some internal, something happened. Like maybe she ruptured something internally and it took a few minutes for it to like,
That's pretty
for
bad.
her to like feel like how bad it was that she had to stop. Like if she cracked a rib or something and she couldn't breathe, that could have taken a while for her to realize that she's having trouble breathing because the match went on for like a couple minutes, depending on when it would have happened. That's the thing about wrestling is sometimes when you get hurt in the ring, it's not obvious to everybody else what does it. Like they don't see it. Cause you feel it, but like, I didn't see anything that looked like she would have got hurt, but based on her reaction, it looked like a delayed reaction to something because she certainly wasn't reacting to the last thing that happened.
No,
she barely
definitely
got
not.
touched on the last when she got pushed in the turnbuckle. She was going for like a double underhook something. And Jordynne Grace like broke out of it and like grabbed her and like walked her back to the corner and like, you know, pushed her in the turnbuckle, but it wasn't very hard. So if it was like, if the turnbuckle did something, that would have to be like a last straw situation. Like her ribs were like about ready to crack.
Yeah,
And then that tiny little bump would have been the last thing to crack the ribs. Cause it certainly wasn't a severe bump. So I don't know, but hope she's okay. It's a very awkward ending, but even more, and that's the thing, as Todd Brantley's pointing out, and thank you for joining us, Todd Brantley. She tweeted that she got rocked.
Right, I was going to say.
But again, I didn't see, like I said, I did not see any severe blows to the head during the entire match.
And obviously no reports about her injury either. Otherwise, I would have said it earlier. So that's interesting. Maybe she did tweet something.
The only thing that she did that could have caused a concussion was that one shoulder tackle early on. But she kept
banged her head.
She banged her head, and she kept having the match after that, and I was watching it, and she seemed like she was all right. She didn't seem like she was off on anything.
That's interesting. Well, hopefully something comes out of that, because as of now, I have not seen anything that's been, reported as whatever is wrong with her. But that's interesting.
But what's even more interesting than that, like we could speculate on that, but what definitely happened was the announcers came back for commercial and fucking didn't say anything, which is weird.
Why?
They didn't even say, oh, by the way, in the picture-in-picture break, Cora Jade was injured and the referee stopped the match and Jordynne Grace won. Like, they didn't say that. They didn't say anything. They just completely ignored it and moved on with the show.
And they would have been told.
Part is bizarre to me.
And I'm sure they would have been told to not acknowledge it for whatever reason, right?
Of course. So what the fuck?
Yeah, that's odd. That's extremely odd.
They just pitched to some like the Jaida Parker match or Soul Ruca match, and like, oh, this happened earlier tonight. Like, I'm sure everybody at home was like, hey, what happened to the match in the ring? But
that's interesting.
Yeah, they didn't acknowledge it. Then Trick came out, and then he was supposed to have this match with Kale Dixon, but he gets a stoppage. He gets a worked stoppage on this kid.
And it looked good too, man. It reminded me of the Conor McGregor. Was it Conor McGregor? No, Conor McGregor against oh man, who was it? The Brazilian guy that he knocked out with the flying knee in 2 seconds. I forgot who it was, man. I forgot his name, but anyway, it was kind of similar. It reminded me of that stoppage, and poor kid. What was it? A knee to the face, I guess. I assume.
Trick knee,
yeah. Straight to the face, and it was done and dusted. That was it.
Yeah. And then Eddie Thorpe was up in the crow's nest, and he was like, I want another match with you, Trick, but not just any match. It has to be NXT Underground.
Ooh. So we're getting an underground thing all over again next week, I think it is.
Yep. Hey, maybe Shane McMahon and Dabba-Kato will be there.
It's a shame that the Hurt Business is not going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Do we really need an underground fucking match, man?
Apparently
Do you like it?
No. Dark Roxanne, though. Dark Roxanne. She's back.
There we go.
Yeah. Can you do it?
Dark Roxanne.
Yeah. Dark. Yeah, she's standing over Jordynne Grace with a chair. So, guess everybody's getting hurt around here.
They still hurt people, it seems, especially in NXT.
Yeah, and then speaking of UFC, they went and they did the reaction camera for the for Trick's trick shot on Kale Dixon. So instead of Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier or whatever, it
was the same thing.
Big Joe, like come on.
The way what's his name grabs both Booker and Graves.
Yeah.
Like it was exactly like Rogan.
They had to plan that out. Come on, nobody.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Nobody cares. Hey, guess what?
What's that? We're after the main event?
No, not yet. Undertaker's gonna be a Roadblock.
Oh yeah, he is, right. That's true.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I mean, cool, I guess. I mean, are you happy
cool.
about that?
Yeah, I love it. Just bring him to every show.
Yeah, why not?
He's bored. He needs stuff to do. All right. Fake ass Moose press conference.
Here we go. The worst.
On the bad side, this is a fake ass press conference. On the good side, it's the only Moose sighting we're gonna get. So from an a la carte perspective, we have to eat this.
Yeah, but this is a tease. This is like a crumb.
It's more than we're getting. You know,
It was
sometimes
so
TNA
scripted,
doesn't even
too.
do this much with Moose.
Really?
You have to
That bad?
understand like how bad TNA is. Don't
That's
listen to
bad.
the internet. Don't listen
I
to all these
see.
internet marks talking about how good TNA is. They are the shits. And a lot of it is because of how they manage the talent they have. You
Ugh.
think WWE can't juggle the airtime. You think AEW can't get people on TV. TNA has no excuse. They have nobody that looks like a star, and the one guy they do have that looks like an actual legit star is Moose, and sometimes they just leave him off the tapings. It's ridiculous.
I mean, has he got a guaranteed contract, or do they get paid per appearance?
Well, Moose signed a contract, whatever that means. I don't know what's in the contract, but
all right. Because if for whatever reason he gets paid per appearance, they're not going to understand why.
yeah, I don't think it's like that. And then, and if that's the case, I would be like, again, Moose would be making less than minimum wage in relativity because I would be using him for everything. I'd have him doing the ring announcing, the commentating, the handing out programs, drinks, like
everything.
I'd just have Moose everywhere. The whole show would just be Moose.
Do you think this will lead to them eventually hiring Moose? I'm talking about WWE, that is.
Let's put it this way. If anybody in WWE has a brain, they would have probably wanted to bring him in. But I bet I bet they probably, in typical WWE fashion of like, you know, whatever, like they don't really pay that close attention. They're probably not going to they're not going to know how good he is until they're only seeing it now, basically.
If that's the case, it's silly.
Yeah.
But it's better now than never, right?
Well, time's running out.
It's true, because he's what is he, like mid-40s at this point?
Moose is like 40.
Oh, is he only 40? I thought he was older than that, dude, for some reason. You're probably right. Like, I'll double check.
Well, because the perennial Moose hater Frank's pickle barrel ass tried to compare him to Roman Reigns, and it turns out Roman Reigns only a little bit younger than Moose. So,
you know what? You're right, dude. He's born in 84.
Yeah,
he's 40. He turns 41 though in April. He's still got time.
Yeah. Cut him.
Still got time.
41. That's too old.
No, he's got plenty of time. Investing friggin' age.
Yeah. But anyway, so they do this fake press conference. Obviously, he hits a home run. Then Ava announces that it's going to be a Dark Roxanne versus Jordan Grace at Roadblock.
Dark Roxanne.
Yeah.
And we get she gets interrupted.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah. And she gets interrupted.
Yeah, she's like, is anybody have any questions? Then Fallon Henley's like, yeah, I got a question. Where's my rematch?
Jeez. So bitchy.
Yeah.
Dan, I believe you, but come on now. 41 is still a kid. I wish.
All right, Ricky Saints meets Ridge Holland. So that's first time meeting, I guess. And then Ricky Saints also meets the Spears family in the hallway. So
yeah,
a little bit of if you know right there with Spears
Absolutely.
and Saints, Starks, Cody's buddies. Yeah,
it feels weird seeing you, man, in NXT. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. D'Angelo family walking, and then we get our main event. The main event for the North American
Championship.
Shawn Spears with family versus Tony D'Angelo with family.
With family, yeah. It's Battle of the Families.
Battle of the Family. It's a family feud.
Yeah, and a family affair.
Yeah. Top 5 answers are on the board. Who skipped this match?
Well, not me.
You didn't? Oh.
I didn't. I watched it. Yeah.
All right.
I actually did.
What's the next guess? Anybody guess who skipped this match?
When you say skip, was there someone that was supposed to be?
I just dragged this shit right to the finish. Like, I did not watch this. That's right. Number 1 answer on the board. Me. Ding. I didn't watch this shit. I ain't watching. Yeah, Liz got it. All right,
at
Liz,
all?
do you want to pass or play?
You didn't watch it at all.
I'd skip. I skipped to the end. So I know what happens at the end. You want to hear about the end?
I mean, I could cover the start if you like, but
I don't think anybody wants to hear about this.
Well, then go for it.
So there really is a family feud.
There is.
The Adriana Rizzo jumps on Izzy Dame for cheating because she like pulls the leg. She pulls Shawn Spears' leg when he's about to get beat off the spaghetti plex or whatever the fuck Tony D'Angelo does. And then Adriana leaps on her and starts punching her, and then
dives.
everybody starts fighing. And then Tony somehow a chair ends up on the floor, and Tony D'Angelo's on the apron.
Stupid. Dude, are you trying to tell me this is the reason why he lost the match? Because he fell very softly on the chair on the outside, which tweaked his back, and that's practically why he lost.
Cora Jade had to get her match stopped, and I don't even know what caused that. So this obviously could. No, but so here's what happens. So he gets knocked off the apron onto the chair. Yep. So he takes a bump on the chair with his back, right?
He did. That's exactly what happened.
Yes. So he's like, ow, ow, my back. And then he gets back in the ring. And then eventually Shawn Spears picks him up to give him the C4. He gets out of it, reverses it, pushes Shawn Spears, goes to pick him up for the spine buster. His back gives out on the spine buster. Shawn falls on top of him and hooks his leg
with a lateral press. Him over. Yeah.
And we have a new North American champion. Now, I actually do like that finish. The only problem with the finish is it's not the finish's fault. It's not even the match's fault. It's the fact that so many other guys in wrestling kill the business by kicking out of stuff or not selling stuff, right? So that when somebody does sell something and does like a believable finish, it's not believable only because everybody else just won't sell.
Well,
so if everybody in wrestling was doing what they were supposed to fucking do, this is a good finish. But it just looks like, oh, well, if Tony D'Angelo, he should just kick out because nobody loses to anything.
But if you saw the way he hit the chair, though, it looked stupid, dude. It didn't even look like he hit it hard, man.
Okay, so that's a case of that's just a case then of, well, we wanted it to look better, but we can't change the finish now. We just got to go with it.
I mean, I guess, but I felt like I was a little bit lazy. But what's the fascination with D'Angelo anyway, man? I mean, he's always got a title, man, of sorts. Every time I watch NXT, he's a champion.
Well, he got that title from Obafemi.
Which is crazy in itself. Like, crazy. How the hell would he beat? Like, come on.
It took the whole crew to beat him.
And I don't like his new theme, by the way. It sucks. The last time I heard at least he's wearing slacks to the ring, but
yeah, he stopped wearing the velour. So
right.
He did take our advice on that one, but I'm still mad.
So I'm
still mad. But yeah, so anyways, but Shawn Spears. So there you go. Shawn Spears wins singles gold in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a good character if they actually do something with him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And it seems like they're going to do something with him now. So hopefully it works out for him.
He has a family.
He's got. But what is this family bullshit?
It's a different flavor than when JR makes the call. Like, he's got a family.
No, but what is this? I know didn't it start last week or the week before, something like that?
No, he's had this family for a while.
Okay, what was that bullshit that they showed on NXT either last week or the week before at the end with the like mystery guys?
That's a whole different
Okay, that
angle.
was
Oh
different?
yeah,
Okay.
they forgot to do that, didn't they? Guys, did you guys see them do anything with the mystery guys?
No.
They didn't even do that shit this week.
They didn't even acknowledge him.
Not one time, did they?
No, not that I saw anyway.
I'm just double checking with everybody in case. But yeah, no.
Okay.
So
What
they
is that?
but yeah,
Well,
they
this
were
is- no.
they were coming in, attacking people, saying no one is safe, like spray painting no one is safe on the wall or shit like that, trying to be retribution. What we tried to come up with a name that combines all their gimmicks. Is like sanibution, sanity. They're like sanity,
Sanitation.
sanity, the Nexus, and retribution.
Eesh. That's disgusting, man. That's a
San
bad
exhibition. I don't
San
know.
exhibition. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's
pal.
the same gimmick. Like people just showing up and being like, "Yeah, we're attacking people, and somehow we have jobs, and then we're gonna get in a ring and wrestle." Like,
It's already turned to shit.
I hate that gimmick.
Well, like Cold Blooded said, it's almost like the idea sucks or something.
It is Renexity. Yeah.
Right, exactly with what Liz said.
But yeah, it's like this. They always try to do some gimmick like this, and it always sucks because okay, if you were, come on. So like, okay, look, if Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and whoever else, Jey Uso, all formed a faction and started beating the shit out of random wrestlers, you could say, well, damn, those guys are over. They bring in so much money to the company. I don't know why I can see why they don't want to, fire them or something. When it's like the Nexus where you're like a bunch of trainees and you're nobody. Oh, and Daniel Bryan. Like you would just all get fired. And actually, Daniel Bryan did get fired. He got fired because he choked.
Roberts.
He choked
Right.
Justin Roberts with the tie.
Yeah,
So that's even more
true.
ridiculous. You fired somebody for doing something in an angle where they were supposed to get heat. You fired him for getting too much heat.
He got
But
rehired
the other
pretty
guys
quick,
the other guys that didn't use the tie didn't get fired. What the fuck? I never really thought about that until now.
though. Mind blown. It's
Yeah.
just like, I know it's true though. When you put it like that, it's facts of all people, and like Todd says, because WWE vet.
Yeah, well, I guess.
More Vince during that time.
Yeah, it's like this ain't that anymore. So why are we getting more of this? Why? Okay, you guys, whoever you are, now the difference is here. These guys are supposedly covering their faces and identities, so I can understand why you couldn't just fire them because you don't know who they are. Except when they made their debut on the whatever that pay-per-view, the New Year's Evil or whatever it was, and Vic Joseph was like, "Hey, that's Dion Lennox." Like,
Who?
don't say who it is. First of all, you moron. Well, I guess fire Dion Lennox.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh my
So
God.
It's a bunch of nothing. There shouldn't be any hype at all with these guys.
Yeah, if they just kill it and don't talk about it again, that'll be interesting.
Maybe that's what's going on because they didn't. There was no leak about him.
Well, anyway, they weren't on the show, and the show's over. So, your new North American champion, Shawn Spears, and one moose sighting, and we didn't get the look at her girls, but they did a video package, so that's just gonna have to hold you over.
Damn, man. I was looking forward to, I mean, I told you I've got a short attention span, and NXT is easy for your attention to go elsewhere, right? But also, it's the structure of everything, dude. Everything seems just very, I don't want to say a mess, but it's hard to just keep up what's going on. And I'm no NXT expert. I hardly watch it, obviously. So, going into it, half the shit, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? To be fair, I want to watch more of it, but again, it's hard, man. Like with all the shows already having to watch, and then to watch NXT on top, it's just oh man, when do we get the time? But everyone keeps telling me NXT is really good. It's really good, really good. And then I'll watch your guys' reviews, obviously right here at the next level. And I'm like, well, there's no point of me watching it then.
It's not good. But you know, last week that would have been an episode you probably would have enjoyed.
Yeah,
because it was just more like matches
TNA.
and not as much like the backstage stuff was very short. It wasn't like, you know, trying to get over this corny bullshit as much. So you would have liked it last week. This week was not good. This was like everybody that
crap.
They didn't have time for last week, you know?
Right.
Like
I had big expectations, I'm not gonna lie, but then I was like, no. I wanted to see more cross the line, damn it. How good is that catchphrase now for TNA? Crossing the line. I mean, cross the line.
Now it's
pretty
look,
cool.
we always had it. Now we can use it.
Exactly. And that's like an original catchphrase for TNA from day dot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So absolutely.
Todd Brantley says, by the way, was Punk's promo on Raw an early candidate for promo of the year? I guess if it's this year, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
And that's the other thing too. Like, you know, one of the things I've heard people say, not everybody, but I've heard a few people say it, like, Punk will come out sometimes to do a promo and people will say, like, I'm disappointed. I wanted the pipe bomb. It's just like, but you have to understand, like, you can't always do a pipe bomb.
No.
You have to have somewhere to go, right?
Right.
So if he doesn't have a reason to do a pipe bomb, he can't just go out there doing pipe bombs every week. But this was a pipe bomb because he had a good reason to do it. Right. So you have to realize it's like one time I told I was talking to Rip like a long time ago. This is back when I was active, and we were the subject of Randy Orton came up, and I said sometimes Randy Orton's lazy, like in his matches or something. I don't know. I shouldn't have not even been saying that because I was talking out of my ass what I was saying. And so I couldn't understand Rip's answer at the time, but as I became wiser, I understood. But he was like, he's like, well, you can't have a good match every night, you know? Which,
and that's true.
To me, the way I heard that was like, well, why can't you? You know, like in my mind, I'm thinking, well, why can't you? I mean, I'm not saying you got to try to do everything in the book, you know, like Will Ospreay or somebody. Like, I'm not saying you have to do everything you know every single night, but should at least try to have a good match. But what he was really saying was it's like you need to have the right match for
the occasion.
The occasion. It's, you know, what we would consider to be an exciting match may not be something that's good for that moment or that night. Now, that being said, also in my wiser retrospect, I look back and I'm like, yeah, but Randy Orton was just being lazy. I know that. I know he wasn't thinking like, oh, I got to have this match at this time. He was just being lazy. Like, I get that. But Randy Orton, half-ass Randy Orton, is still better than almost everybody trying their ass
100%,
off who's ever lived.
100%.
So, like, I do get that. But so for that, just to answer the question, yeah, it's a good candidate for promo of the year so far.
Well, and don't worry, for anyone wondering about I Like a Raw, there could be one today, hopefully. Just got to get the co-hosts sorted more so than anything else. Otherwise, maybe I'll attempt to do it on my own. I don't know, man. We'll see. I've never done a show on my own, so I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that. But we'll see. Maybe. I'll think about it. But in saying that, Vet, I mean, I can't believe this, man, but it's only an hour and 30 minutes, and we're done. I almost feel bad.
Don't feel bad, Jimmy. All these people don't like to be held hostage all the time. They have other things to do. That's why we appreciate them so much for spending their time with us, because we know you guys have things to do. And you fit us in on top of the things you're already doing. You listen to us while you're doing other things. Maybe you're working, maybe you're doing stuff around the house and whatever. I doubt that many people are just sitting in front of their screen just looking at us like this and doing absolutely nothing else. But I appreciate you no matter what you're doing or how you're enjoying the show. So the least we could do is cut you a few minutes early and let you get back to doing really important things. Things are far more important than NXT.
Like Frank says, we got dirty movies to watch, pal. Blue ones, right? I mean, but anyway, he's saying that, Vet. Tell him what's up with you, man, and what are you doing?
Yeah, well, you can find me at Opinion Haver on all your favorite social media platforms, or even your least favorite social media platforms. You can just Google me and I'll show up, and you follow all the ones you want. Then, and you'll know it's me too. Don't accept any substitutes. And when it comes to HMG, you can find me not only here, but every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Impact Attack with Brandon, where we cross the line and talk about TNA and their version of this this two-company feud here.
Yeah.
So I cover both sides of the issue there, and you could join and hang out with us. You can check out Jimmy and myself every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for
The Wreckage.
there, Jimmy there, and then we talk about AEW. And all that other stuff that's going on in AEW. It's amazing. Amazing elite wrestling is what it is. And
amazing elite wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely is. Sure.
Come and hang out with us every Sunday. And then on the other side of things, we've got Wrestling with Rip Rogers, which is every Friday at their concrete time of whenever they go live. And this past week they had Timmy Baltimore as the co-host, answering all your questions with Rip, doing his best with the technical difficulties and the StreamYard struggles and the stuff and the things. And it was a good show. It was fun. And Timmy's got his own new show, which the first episode premiered just 2.5 hours ago of
Really?
Limpin' Ain't Easy. And his special guest was Hollywood Haley J. I was able to catch a few minutes of it. I'm going to go back and listen to the whole thing. But
I thought I saw that.
Yeah, if you can't sit and listen to Hollywood Haley J go off on a variety of subjects, then what are you even doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's hilarious. And then, of course, you've always got the Stevie Richards Show. That's also on Fridays. I'm pretty sure he's got way more than 57,000 subscribers. What does he have now? I'm going to look it up while I'm running this promo, but
he's got a lot.
Stevie Richards got the best. He's got the best content, the best wrestling content in the space, I think. And he's up at 89.2 thousand. That's still too low. That's too low. He should be at like 6 million. What is he doing at 89,000? But that's 89.2 thousand people who really know their stuff. Because, like I said, he's got unique content. And everybody's doing wrestling content, but nobody's doing it like Stevie. So,
Absolutely.
Yep, that's it for me, Jimmy. What do you got?
Well, what have I got? I've got, of course, the Smack Attack. It's not. I don't think it's going to be on Sunday mornings for the time being because of RBV. Or Saturday mornings, that is. But it should be on Sundays now in the afternoon sometime, about 3 p.m. usually Eastern, for just the month until he gets his work hours corrected. So yeah, look out for the Smack Attack. Of course, also I Like a Raw will be sometime today. I don't know who's going to be my guest host, but we'll find out. But soon, I might even do it on my own. But next week, of course, once Ray's back, it'll be the usual myself and Big Ray every Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. of course. And we already said the wreckage, so there's that. But I think that's about it, man. So in saying that, Vet, I am Jimmy T. That is my co-host, Jamie the Vet Williams. And you've been listening and watching the Next Level Wrestling Review right here on Humming Media Group's YouTube channel and channelattitude.com after the fact. And we're out. Thank you for everyone joining us. Thank you once again, Cold Blooded, for the super sticker. And we love all y'all. Peace.
Didn't learn a thing at all. While late last night I was out there messing with a lady that was 7 Hey, baby, spend the night at my house.